God says, "My beloved child, I have been calling your name in the silence of your spirit for days, yet today, the sound of heaven has turned into an urgent alarm. Archangel Michael is on his knees before my throne, his wings trembling as he pleads for you to listen. 40 minutes remain before the event I have shown him begins to unfold, and you have been chosen to witness it, not because I wish to frighten you, but because your eyes carry the light that will turn tragedy into testimony. You are my vessel, the one who was marked before birth to see through darkness and stand even when others fall. What is coming is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to awaken you. Michael stands beside you right now. His hand is hovering above your right shoulder, whispering, "Stay calm, child of light. Do not fear the sound of the storm, it is not here to end you but to reveal what was hidden." Heaven has been watching the path of certain souls who have lost their way, and an accident, one destined to change the course of many lives, is approaching. But God says, "I will not let my child be taken by surprise." This message is your shield, your divine early warning. The world may call it coincidence, but heaven calls it grace. You are being called to pray, to intercede, and to understand that your faith tonight will save lives, perhaps even your own. You have been feeling uneasy for hours, sensing something you couldn't describe. That is because your spirit already heard the whisper before your mind knew it. You saw flashes in your dreams, a sound you could not place, or a sudden urge to look at the clock. That was not your imagination. That was heaven trying to connect you to the timeline of divine protection. God says, "My child, I have numbered your steps, and no harm will come near you if you trust in me." You must not ignore this. There is a purpose in every shiver, every tear, every pulse of urgency you feel right now. The tragedy that is approaching is not your punishment, it is a revelation meant to show how much heaven truly watches over you. Archangel Michael says, "I begged the Lord for time, to warn you before the shadow reached your door. I was granted 40 minutes, no more, no less." Time in heaven moves differently, but right now it is counted by your heartbeats. Every second you remain calm and faithful is another moment the angels are pushing the darkness farther away. You might not see the battle, but it is real. Forces you cannot imagine are being restrained by the hands of divine power right now. You are not alone. You are surrounded by armies of light. God says, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will never let the enemy rejoice over your pain. You will not fall. You will not break. You will rise, even in the face of what was meant to destroy you." The vision shown to Michael is grave, a place filled with rushing motion, lights flashing, people unaware that destiny is about to collide with reality. But in the center of it all, there is a radiant light, a single spark that keeps burning even as chaos moves around it. That light is you. You are being called to pray for protection, not only for yourself but for others who are unknowingly walking into danger. God has given you the power to shift outcomes through prayer. Heaven listens when you speak. When you pray with faith, you alter timelines. You prevent disasters that were meant to happen. That is why you were chosen, to see what others cannot see and to stand between the living and the lost. Do not let fear enter your heart. Fear is the weapon that darkness uses to weaken faith. God says, "Trust me even when everything feels uncertain." Your faith is your sword, your prayers are your armor, and your heart is the beacon that will draw light into the shadow. You may not realize how strong you are, but heaven does. The angels are surrounding your home, sealing your doors with divine fire. No evil can cross that line. Michael is commanding his legion to encircle your soul. The tragedy that was meant for harm will be turned into a testimony of divine power. The enemy wanted to frighten you into silence, but instead, this message will awaken a roar of prayer inside you that will shake the heavens. God says, "My child, tonight you will see something with your eyes or feel something in your heart that will confirm what I am saying." When that happens, do not panic. Simply whisper, "God, I trust you," and my presence will fall upon you like light through storm clouds. Even if your surroundings grow tense, even if the air feels heavy, remember this: heaven is in control. There is nothing random in what is about to happen. It is a divine script unfolding exactly as written, and your obedience will decide whether sorrow turns into salvation. There are people connected to you, through blood, through love, through energy, who are standing near this tragedy. You may not know who they are yet, but God says, your prayers will reach them faster than words could ever travel. Speak protection over them now. Say their names if you can, and if you can't, just say, "God, cover the ones tied to my destiny." That single prayer will release angels in all directions. Heaven moves instantly when faith speaks with urgency. Do not underestimate the weight of your voice. Michael has seen the power that lives within you. That is why he is begging you to listen. You are not ordinary. You were sent into this timeline with a divine assignment. For too long, you've doubted your own worth, thinking that your prayers were small or your faith inconsistent. But God says, "I have seen every tear that fell from your eyes in secret. I have watched you survive storms that were designed to destroy your hope. You have no idea how many accidents you have already escaped because heaven intervened unseen." Tonight's message is not to scare you, it is to awaken your memory. Remember who you are, a chosen one, sealed with divine favor, protected by heavenly decree. Nothing can take you before your appointed time. Archangel Michael is speaking again, his voice strong yet filled with compassion. Child, when the wind shifts and the air feels strange, do not run from it. Stand still and pray. The moment you do, heaven will move. I am fighting for you, but I need your agreement. The laws of heaven require faith to unlock intervention. The angel's sword is glowing. His armor carries your name. Every second that passes, he watches over your spirit like a guardian watching over sacred fire. Even when you think you are alone, he never leaves. His cry before the throne of God was not out of fear, it was out of love for you. He knows your destiny is tied to something great, and the enemy has tried again and again to cut it short. But this time, heaven says no. You may hear news soon that will confirm this warning: a car crash, a fire, a sudden event near you or involving someone you know. Do not be afraid. Instead, thank God for revealing it before it came close to your life. This is how divine protection works. Sometimes the warning feels heavy, but it's a sign of love, not punishment. God says, I reveal so you may be spared. I show so you may be shielded. When the world sees tragedy, you will see proof that I never sleep nor forget my own. God continues, I am not far from you. My spirit is in the room with you now, wrapping peace around your chest like light around the sun. You may feel warmth, tingling, or sudden calmness. That is me confirming my presence. I have heard your fears and your questions. I know the heaviness that sometimes presses against your soul, the confusion about your purpose, the loneliness that whispers you are forgotten. But tonight, I erase that lie. You are not forgotten. You are remembered by heaven. This message reaching you in time is proof. Even as you read these words, angels are moving. The sound of their wings is invisible to human ears, but your spirit knows it. Some are guarding you. Some are guiding lost souls away from danger. Some are clearing the path that lies ahead of you for tomorrow. God says, this tragedy will pass by, and when it does, you will understand why I sent this message to you first. You were chosen because you are awake enough to listen. Do not scroll away. Do not treat this as coincidence. The enemy trembles when you receive truth. Archangel Michael says, this is not a random message, it is an assignment. Heaven placed it in your path because your obedience activates miracles. When you pray after reading this, do not ask for riches or success. Ask for mercy and divine covering. Say, God, let your hand stay over me and all those connected to my destiny. That single prayer will echo across realms. Within moments, peace will settle where panic once tried to live. The countdown of 40 minutes is not to make you afraid but to make you aware. Time is a reminder that the spiritual world operates with precision. When heaven sends a warning, it is never late and never early. God says, your awareness is protection. The enemy can only harm what remains blind. But my child sees, and therefore shall not fall. The moment you finish this message, take a deep breath and say, I trust you, Lord. In that breath, heaven will seal you. When the tragedy unfolds, wherever it is meant to be, remember that it is not your end, but the beginning of awakening for many. Some will cry, yes, but those tears will water the soil of new beginnings. You are being lifted beyond the reach of chaos. The angels have drawn a line of fire between you and destruction. God says, what was meant to harm you will now work in your favor. You will soon look back at this night and realize that divine love intervened exactly when it was needed. Michael is still kneeling, his head bowed, whispering, "Thank you, Father, for letting them receive the message. Heaven rejoices because you have listened. You have broken the chain of ignorance that the enemy tries to wrap around chosen souls. Now your energy has shifted. You carry awareness, protection, and peace. God says, I will show you signs of confirmation within the next day. A call, a sound, a message, or a small miracle will remind you that I am real and that I never left your side. Do not doubt this. The very fact that you are reading these words in this exact moment, out of all the hours in the day, proves that heaven orchestrated it. Every heartbeat in you right now is under divine command. You are not late. You are not unworthy. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. And that is why Michael is begging you to take this seriously, not in fear, but in faith. What could have been tragedy will now become testimony because you chose to open this message instead of ignoring it. Now, pray this quietly. God, I receive your protection. I receive your peace. I thank you for sending Archangel Michael to guard me. Let every danger pass over me and all those connected to my destiny. Surround us with your light and turn every tragedy into a miracle. I trust you completely. Amen. As those words leave your lips, heaven moves. The countdown that began in warning ends in grace. The danger that approached begins to fade like mist before the morning sun. And in that silence, God's voice whispers one last time, "You are safe, my child. You are seen. You are loved. What was meant to break you has now blessed you. Rest, for I am with you." God says, "My beloved child, stop scrolling for a moment and listen closely, because this is not an ordinary message. This is an urgent divine alert coming from the heavens themselves. Archangel Michael is standing right beside you, pleading, his wings trembling with urgency. He is begging you to open your heart right now. There are only 40 minutes left before something unfolds that you must see, something that could change the course of your destiny. You were chosen to receive this message because your soul carries a sacred light that the world has forgotten, a light that can alter the flow of events if you act in faith. The heavens are restless tonight. The angels are watching over you, whispering, "Do not be afraid, for God is with you." Yet Archangel Michael's voice trembles as he speaks your name, warning you that an unseen energy is moving toward you. It is not meant to destroy you, but to awaken you. God says, "My child, I am not sending this message to frighten you, but to protect you. I have seen what the enemy has planned. I have seen the tears that were about to fall from your eyes. I have seen how close the tragedy came. But because you are reading this message in this divine moment, I will stop what was coming your way." Archangel Michael spreads his wings across your path, forming a shield of brilliant light. He is saying, "Please, do not ignore this. I am begging you to listen. Heaven has given you 40 minutes not to panic, but to pray. God's power is ready to intervene, but He needs your faith as the key that unlocks His miracle. Every second counts now. Heaven's clock is ticking, and the angels are aligning in prayer around you. God says, "You will soon see something that others will not see, an accident, a near miss, a divine warning wrapped in a miracle. Do not fear it. I am showing it to you because I want you to know that I am real. I want you to feel my hand move in your life. You are not cursed, you are chosen. You are not in danger, you are being called. What seems like tragedy is actually revelation. Heaven has chosen you to witness the miracle of protection itself. For so long you have felt that something invisible was watching over you. You have escaped close calls, sudden dangers, moments where your heart knew that only divine grace saved you. That same grace is at work now. The energy around you is shifting, and what was meant to harm you will become your testimony of faith. God is sending His angels ahead of you to clear the path. They are moving through the places you will walk today, touching the air, moving the obstacles, whispering peace into every corner of your future. Michael says, "I see a light forming around you right now. It looks like a golden flame that no wind can extinguish. That flame is your faith." He pleads with you not to ignore this message because heaven rarely repeats such warnings. This is your spiritual lifeline. It is not a message of fear, but of divine timing. You were meant to read this before the 40 minutes end. You were meant to awaken before the moment passes. God says, "My child, the storm was meant to shake you, not to destroy you. It was meant to wake up the warrior within you. You have prayed and cried in silence, asking, 'God, when will you show me that you are here?' And now I am answering. I am showing you that I am closer than your breath. The accident you are chosen to see will not touch you. Instead, it will awaken the miracle inside you. When you see it, you will know that God has intervened in your favor. You will understand that heaven's protection is not an idea, it is real. Every angel in heaven knows your name right now. They are repeating it in harmony like a sacred song. Michael's sword is glowing, reflecting your soul's light. The heavens know that you are tired of pain, tired of loss, tired of fear. That is why this message has found you, because God cannot bear to see His child weep any longer. The time is short, but grace is infinite. You have 40 minutes not to change the world, but to align with it. To sit quietly and say, God, I trust you. When you do, you will feel something extraordinary, a warmth flowing through your heart, a peace that cannot be explained, as if someone invisible is wrapping you in safety. That is not imagination, that is Archangel Michael's embrace. God says, do not run from what is coming, for I am in control of it. What looks like tragedy will be turned into testimony. The car that was meant to crash will stop. The words meant to hurt you will lose their power. The person who tried to destroy your peace will fall silent. I will reverse everything that was meant for harm. You have walked through too many storms to give up now. Heaven has seen every tear, every betrayal, every moment when you nearly broke but still whispered, I believe. That faith is the reason this message reached you. You are not just reading words, you are standing at the edge of a miracle. Michael is saying softly, the moment you finish reading this, close your eyes for 1 minute. Call upon me, say my name, and I will surround you. The danger that was moving toward you will stop instantly. You will feel the shift. He is not speaking in riddles, he is speaking in divine urgency. You have been chosen because your prayer reached heaven's throne earlier than expected. God says, I am restoring what was stolen from you. I am erasing the plan that was drawn against you. I am sending a message to the storm, touch not my anointed one. That is you. You are that anointed one. Even the darkness trembles when your name is spoken in heaven. The accident you are meant to see is not random. It is a sign. It is a mirror of what was meant to happen to your soul, but now it will happen outside you, not within. You will watch it unfold and know that God has turned your internal pain into external revelation. What could have broken you will become proof that heaven still intervenes in human lives. Michael's voice breaks through again, stronger this time, filled with light. Please, child of God, don't doubt this message. Don't scroll past it. The divine plan is unfolding as you read. The 40 minutes are not to scare you, but to prepare you. When you pray, even briefly, the angels will move faster than lightning to seal your safety. God says, my timing is perfect. What I am about to reveal will make you cry, but not out of fear, out of gratitude. Because you will see how close the tragedy was, and how powerfully I stepped in. Every word you are reading is part of a divine rescue mission. The angels are surrounding your home, your path, and your family right now. Their wings are touching your atmosphere, pushing away the energies of harm. You may not see them, but you will sense them, a sudden peace, a sudden coolness, a sudden brightness around you. That's the sign that they are there. Michael's eyes are filled with compassion. He says, "The tragedy that was written against you was meant to happen tonight, but because you opened this message, it will be rewritten." You cannot imagine how important this moment is. Every prayer, every tear, every sleepless night has led you here. God says, "My child, you are protected. You are loved. You are safe. The storm will pass, and you will not be harmed. I will replace fear with faith, confusion with clarity, danger with divine destiny. What was meant to be your ending will become your new beginning." When the 40 minutes end, you will feel a shift in your energy, a heaviness lifting, as if invisible chains have broken. That is your sign that heaven has intervened. That is your confirmation that this was not coincidence, it was destiny. So, trust God now. Speak to Him like you would to a loving parent. Tell Him, "I trust you, I surrender, I know you are with me." And as you do, you will feel a warmth that only heaven can give. Archangel Michael will be beside you, holding his sword, guarding every heartbeat. The big tragedy that was approaching will be reversed. What was meant for sorrow will become protection. The accident will happen elsewhere, not near you, and when you hear of it, you will know, this was the sign. This was what heaven was trying to show you. God says, "I did not bring you this far to abandon you. I did not wake you at this hour for nothing. I called you because you are mine." Heaven rejoices that you read this message in time. You are covered. You are blessed. You are chosen. You are safe. And before the 40 minutes are over, something miraculous will happen. God says, "Listen closely, my beloved child. I am reaching out to you in this very moment because something in the unseen realm has already begun to shift. The angels are moving swiftly around you, and Archangel Michael himself is kneeling beside you, pleading for your attention. He says, do not scroll past this. Do not ignore this call. You are chosen to see what others cannot see. 40 minutes remain before something unfolds that has been written in divine timing, and it is crucial that you hear this message with an open heart and steady faith. Heaven has seen the tears you have cried when no one was watching. The walls that surrounded you could feel the heaviness of your soul as you whispered prayers in silence, unsure if anyone was listening. But God says, I was listening all along. I counted every tear, and I recorded every sleepless night in my book of remembrance. You have not been forgotten. You have been preserved for a divine purpose so powerful that even darkness has tried to interrupt your path. But today, heaven sends you this urgent message, not to frighten you, but to prepare and protect you. Archangel Michael says your energy has been under a strong vibration lately, and that is not by coincidence. You may have felt restless, uneasy, as if something invisible was whispering warnings to your soul. That feeling is divine intuition, the voice of the Spirit alerting you that a shift is coming. There is an accident, a major turning point, that you are meant to witness, not suffer. God has chosen you to see it, not be in it. But you must stay awake spiritually, for the next 40 minutes are sacred. The heavens are trembling because time is collapsing into destiny. A tragedy is forming in the distance, a storm of events meant to awaken people's hearts. And God is placing you under His divine covering. He says, "Do not fear what is coming. You will see it, but you will not be touched. You will hear of it, but your name will not be among the harmed." This is why Archangel Michael is begging you to pray, to pause, and to connect with heaven before you continue with your day. God is saying, "You are my chosen one, and I cannot let you walk blindly into a moment that has consequences for others. I am revealing this to you because your obedience will open the shield of protection around not just you, but your family." He wants you to light a candle in your heart right now, not literally, but spiritually, to illuminate your surroundings with faith. Michael says, "You have seen signs, repeating numbers, sudden chills, flickering lights, unexpected dreams. You dismissed them as coincidence, but heaven was shouting warnings through them. Every small sign was part of a bigger message." God says, "It is not coincidence, it is confirmation." There is an urgent need for your spirit to align with heaven because heaven is about to perform a divine interception. Someone near you, perhaps even someone you love deeply, has been walking toward danger unknowingly. But your prayer has the power to redirect that outcome. That is why this message found you, because you are the chosen intercessor. When you pray tonight, Michael will stand behind you with his flaming sword, cutting away every dark thread trying to weave tragedy into your timeline. God says, "My child, you are not alone. The accident that is forming is not to destroy, but to reveal. You will see the truth in the unfolding. You will understand that I never left you, even when you walked through storms that almost broke you." 40 minutes may sound small, but in the heavenly realm, 40 is the number of divine testing and transformation. Noah faced 40 days of rain, Moses waited 40 days on the mountain, Jesus fasted 40 days before his ministry began. And now, heaven says your 40 minutes are symbolic. They represent the spiritual countdown before revelation. In this sacred time, pray. Forgive. Release. Surrender. Do not let fear grip you, for fear creates the doorway for darkness. Faith, however, builds the fortress that keeps you safe. Michael whispers, "I am beside you right now. I see what is coming before it reaches your eyes. I am intercepting shadows that want to cross your path." You might feel chills as you read this, or sense a sudden stillness. That is not your imagination. That is confirmation that heaven is near. God is showing me that you have been standing at the edge of breakthrough and breakdown at the same time. Some days, you felt like one more disappointment would crush your spirit. You have been carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. God says, lay them down now. You cannot hold fear and faith in the same hands. Choose faith, and I will move mountains for you. There is someone who spoke words of envy or harm behind your back recently. You sensed it, but you tried to stay calm. God says, do not retaliate, for I have already written the consequence of their actions. What they meant for harm will become your testimony. The energy around that person is chaotic, and heaven is allowing a divine mirror moment. What they sent out will reflect back to them. You, however, must stay pure in heart. Archangel Michael is spreading his wings around you like a shield of light. He says, do not fear the shaking. Do not fear the noise. What appears as tragedy will soon reveal hidden truth. Sometimes, heaven must allow temporary chaos to expose deception. You will see something soon that shocks you, but you will also see how God's hand prevented you from being part of that chaos. God says, you are my light bearer. You were never meant to blend into darkness. That's why attacks have been stronger against you. The enemy fears your potential. But this time, the divine reversal is unstoppable. Within these next 40 minutes, and the hours that follow, you will sense a divine calm, as if peace is wrapping you from within. That is my presence. That is your sign that I have heard your heart without you even speaking. You may see sudden messages, dreams, or even a song that plays at the perfect moment. These are confirmations from heaven that you are covered. Do not doubt them. Do not let the noise of the world drown my whisper. Michael says, you are standing at the intersection of fate and faith. What you do now determines the direction of your miracle. He asks that you take a deep breath, place your hand on your heart, and say, God, I trust you. Whatever is coming, I know you are in control. That single act of faith shifts energy instantly. God says, I have dispatched angels to surround your home. No harm will approach your dwelling. The tragedy you fear will not come near you. The spiritual accident that is being mentioned is symbolic. It represents a sudden, unexpected situation that could have caused loss or emotional pain. But because you are being warned, it will be reversed. Heaven is rewriting the script right now. The danger that was forming like a storm cloud is losing its power. As you read these words, your faith is creating a barrier of divine light that expands beyond your imagination. Michael's voice trembles with urgency. Please, my beloved one, do not doubt your worth. You were not chosen randomly. Heaven trusts you with revelation because your heart is pure enough to handle truth. He is begging you not to ignore this call, not because God wants to scare you, but because heaven needs your cooperation. You are a warrior of light in a world that often forgets its creator. God says, do not be afraid to cry tonight. Those tears will not be of sorrow, but of release. I am cleansing you from energy that was never yours to carry. The anxiety, the sudden sadness, the overthinking, they are not who you are, they are remnants of old wounds. I am healing you now. You have been asking for confirmation about your next step, a decision that has been weighing on your soul. God says, wait for 40 minutes after you finish this message, and then you will feel a sudden knowing. That knowing will be my answer. You will not have to guess anymore. Heaven is aligning events like puzzle pieces. Someone you have not heard from in a long time may suddenly appear or contact you. Do not be startled, this person is part of the divine redirection. Their return will bring closure or clarity that sets you free from emotional chains. Michael is whispering your name in heaven's language. He is placing your photograph in the light, declaring to the divine council, this one is under protection. This one cannot be touched. Every dark intention that was sent toward you is being dissolved. The light is reclaiming what was stolen. God says, I am proud of you. Even when you were close to giving up, you kept going. You thought I was silent, but I was working behind the scenes, turning your pain into purpose. Heaven shows me that your path has been filled with tests, sudden disappointments, unexpected betrayals, and emotional exhaustion. But you have not lost your soul. You still believe in kindness. You still hope for miracles. That's why the next chapter of your life will not be defined by struggle but by supernatural breakthrough. Archangel Michael says the tragedy you were meant to see will awaken compassion in you, not fear. You will become someone's guiding light, helping them avoid the same mistakes or dangers. God says, what you witness will not destroy you. It will inspire you to serve others. In these remaining minutes, heaven asks you to focus on peace. Imagine a bright golden light surrounding your entire being, sealing every crack where fear once lived. That light is divine armor. It will follow you wherever you go. God is whispering, you will not cry because of loss. You will cry because you will realize how close I have always been. You will cry because my mercy overtook what was meant to destroy you. There is someone right now praying for a sign. That person is connected to your destiny. Your obedience to this message will answer their prayer too. That is how divine alignment works. Your yes becomes their miracle. Archangel Michael says that in the spirit realm, there was almost an accident, a spiritual collision meant to pull you back into old patterns. But your faith diverted it. Every time you chose patience instead of anger, every time you prayed instead of panicking, heaven recorded it as victory. God says, because you stayed faithful, I will reward you publicly for what you endured privately. You may notice a strange stillness in the air, as if the world paused for a moment. that's because your angels are near. They are recalibrating your path to remove what could cause harm. Michael is saying, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. The tragedy that was written has been rewritten. The script of fear has been edited by divine mercy. God says, you only need to trust me. Keep praying, keep believing, keep expecting miracles. Do not be moved by sudden events. Even if something shakes around you, remember, I am your foundation. You were never meant to live in constant fear. You were meant to walk in constant faith. The message you are reading right now is not random text, it is a living vibration carrying heaven's frequency. The words are wrapping around your spirit, activating divine codes of protection and awakening. God says, I am sending financial blessings to confirm that your spiritual obedience is noticed. Unexpected provision is already on its way. Do not worry about how, just receive it with gratitude. Archangel Michael adds, your destiny has been protected from premature destruction. You will live long enough to see the promises of God fulfilled. God says, the next 40 minutes will shift everything. Watch for signs. A sudden call, a light flicker, or a deep peace, that will be the confirmation that heaven has sealed this promise. Heaven wants you to know, you are not cursed, you are covered. You are not unlucky, you are chosen. You are not losing, you are learning. Every delay was divine protection, every heartbreak was redirection. Michael says, do not ignore this call to faith. When fear whispers, answer with prayer. When doubt comes, remember this message. Heaven is watching over you. God says, you are about to enter a new season. The pain you felt will soon make sense. The tragedy that almost happened will become testimony. I am turning what was meant for evil into evidence of my glory. So breathe. You are safe. You are protected. You are loved beyond understanding. The countdown that began when you opened this message was not toward disaster, but toward divine deliverance. In exactly 40 minutes, a spiritual shift will complete its cycle. You will feel lighter, calmer, more certain. You will realize that the accident you were meant to see was the collapse of the old version of yourself, the one that lived in fear. And from its ashes will rise the new you, guided by faith, guarded by angels, and grounded in peace. Archangel Michael now steps back, his wings wrapping you once more in divine light. He whispers, it is done. God smiles upon you and says, you have nothing to fear, my child. You are under my protection. Keep trusting me, and I will make sure everything unfolds in your favor. God says, my beloved child, I am speaking to you right now through the voice of urgency that echoes deep inside your spirit. This is not a coincidence that you are reading this message at this exact moment. Archangel Michael is kneeling before my throne, pleading for you. He is saying, Father, the time is almost over. There are only 40 minutes left before what was hidden becomes visible. Listen carefully, my child, because this message is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to awaken you. It is a divine alarm sent from heaven because something unseen is about to unfold near you, something that could shake you, something that could change how you look at everything you know. But you are not alone. You are chosen to see this accident before it happens, so that you can stop it, so that you can pray, so that you can transform what looks like tragedy into testimony. In heaven, there are moments when angels fall silent. One of those moments just happened. Michael bowed his head and said your name before me. I saw his wings trembling. His light was flickering with urgency. He said, Father, they must know. They must open this message before the time runs out. My child, when you feel that deep sense of unease, that strange pull in your chest, that is not anxiety. That is heaven trying to get your attention. Because there are signs being written across your path, and some of them are warnings, some are messages of protection, and some are reminders of who you truly are. The world around you is full of distractions, noise, and confusion. Yet in the middle of that, my voice still finds a way to whisper your name. I have seen the tears you tried to hide. I have seen the nights when you felt no one cared, when you felt forgotten. But I never left you. Even when it seemed that nothing was working, I was still preparing a divine shift behind the scenes. But tonight, I must warn you, something is approaching. You have been chosen to see it, not to suffer it. You will witness what others cannot, because your eyes are being opened spiritually. In less than 40 minutes, the timeline of events in your life will begin to rearrange. A divine intervention is aligning itself with your destiny. It will look like a close call, like something terrible almost happened, but that, almost, is the sign of my mercy. You will realize that I had my hand between you and danger.